was the motivation behind you becoming an entrepreneur?
Well, certain events in childhood where my family was not financially able to do a lot of things caused me to think, when I was an adult, I didn't want to live my life that way. On a minimal school teacher's wage with 5 children. Also the desire to improve a lot of people's lives and make a huge difference in mine and many people's lives. Yeah.
And what kind of personality that you own that you think helped you in running this business?
Personality. I'm probably a people's person, get along well with all kinds of people. I love helping people, and I like helping people in any way really, but I enjoy helping people become successful, whether that's through using our product line or developing a business of their own and developing their own financial freedom.
Are there risks that you have suffered from becoming an entrepreneur?
Some risks, very minimal as far as I'm concerned. However, they're all pretty much calculated. Of course, as a budding entrepreneur, you'll make mistakes. You're only human. But the important thing is to learn from your mistakes and use them as educators for future decisions.
Are there any stresses that you suffer from the negative side of your business, such as loneliness, immersion in business, and how did you deal with that kind of stress?
Okay. There is stress in life, whether you're doing well or not. I prefer the stresses of attracting success and becoming successful instead of the stresses of not having enough in life. That kind of stress of mediocrity can be enormous strain on people's lives. This is one of the major stresses the average person has, I believe. Not having enough, not providing as well for their families as they thought they would. I thrive on business-related stress because I know it is providing extremely well for family and my future generations to come. So yeah, stress is fine.
There are many ideas in a day, but not all of them can be opportunities to lead to business success. What idea introduced from Herbalife to make you realize that it was an opportunity?
Very interesting question. The idea of earning an income that was both residual and an income that wasn't dependent on the hours I worked. If you build your distributor network in Herbalife, you will earn income 24 hours a day from many countries, whether you're working or not, as I've done for the last 18 years. That business model was the main attraction to the Herbalife opportunity for me, closely followed by the extraordinary need out there for a serious nutritional program to help people of all walks of life all over the world. The ability to help people, guide them towards better health, one of the most attractive things about it.
Why do you think that Herbalife would be your career opportunity? What was it different from your previous career?
Difference, huge difference to my previous career. I knew Herbalife would be my career when I saw that you could earn most people's annual salary in 1 month with Herbalife. That was the first thing that kicked it off for me. It's very different from my last career in many ways, but mainly 2 reasons. The first one is that I'm truly having an amazing impact on so many people's lives through better nutrition, introducing a better nutrition, better way of life to people. Chances like this don't come very often in many people's lives, and then even given the chance, many people say, "Oh, maybe later." And the road to failure is always paved with excuses. Before they know it, it's too late. But we do our best to guide people and get them onto better nutrition. The second thing is in a salaried position, such as the bank where I used to work as a bank teller. If I stopped working, the income would stop also. Now, most really rich people know that either owning networks or building networks is the way, to make serious money on an ongoing basis. And I spent the same amount of time as I did in the bank, 5 years, working solidly and consistently building my network, not someone else's network. And then I was able to semi-retire and still earn royalty income from that network, still today, 18 years later. So yeah, it's just afforded a lifestyle way beyond the normal salary and the wage.
Okay. How do Herbalife products create or add value to customers compared to substitute products?
Okay, very good question. The main products in the Herbalife line are nutrition and weight management. When I first started at Herbalife, the lady that introduced me had lost 35 kilos, and I saw her before photos. I thought, with products like that working so well, I'm going to be very, very, very effective at helping, guiding and coaching people towards better nutrition. Given today that there's an obesity epidemic, there's no shortage of people who need it now. So, the demand 25 years later, since I started, is far greater than when I first started. Now that Dr. David Heber, the head professor medical professor at UCLA, and his team of highly respected doctors and scientists around the world, including Dr. Lou Ignarro, the Nobel Prize winner in medicine, 1998. Now that they've raised the scientific bar to make these products the best in the world, there's no comparison to quality. Really no comparison at all. The research and development budget in Herbalife dwarfs the competition. Many other companies will stumble in future as regulators are becoming extremely tough in different health departments and governments around the world. Herbalife's now got Dr. Frankos, now Senior Vice President Worldwide Product Compliance. Previously he was the Director of the FDA, Dietary Supplement Programs. Through his enormous experience regulating companies like Herbalife, he's now working for Herbalife just to make sure that they are the most compliant company in the world, and continues to deliver the greatest and best scientific advances in the nutrition world.
Did you do an evaluation process about Herbalife before you start to run your own business?
Evaluation process. Bearing in mind, before this, I was just a bank teller. So my evaluation process was completed pretty much during the course of the first presentation that I went to with Herbalife. It then continued, my evaluation continued as I went through their training and upgrading system. Yeah, given the fact that I was a bank teller, I wasn't that professional at evaluating a business.
Compare with other businesses, what are the competitive advantages of Herbalife?
Competitive advantages of Herbalife. Advantages have been mostly the highest paying marketing plan in network marketing business. Also that the huge network that I built, I own. you know, that network can be taken over by my family and their family long after I'm gone. So they are a couple of the big advantages. It's really amazing how that works. You can keep it in your family forever.
What kind of financial resources do you need for you to start your entrepreneurial business?
Wow. Really only needed about $120 for your international license to take advantage of infrastructure that was already in place in 83 countries worldwide. Then as you need products to service your personal customers, you may order. Just need a credit card or a bank transfer to the parent company, Herbalife. So you really don't need much. It's a low startup business. Your distributors use their own financial means to order directly from Herbalife, as they are licensed to order wholesale from the company. So yeah, not a lot of overhead. No bank drafts, overdrafts needed. You don't have to mortgage your house in this business.
How do you manage your capital resources effectively in your projects?
Easy. If you keep stock of products, always ensure that only 50% of the money in your pocket, in your wallet, is yours. The other 50% goes back into stock to keep your customers happy and keep your business afloat. Okay? It's a very simple business. Then we have a cash flow philosophy that goes like this. Retail profit pays the bills. So we train our distributors on making enough retail profit to cover their monthly overheads on their basic bills. Wholesale profit allows for lifestyle, like a better car payment or restaurants, clothing, nights out, etc. And then royalties are for investments only. They go in the bank and they are to be invested in, investments of their choice. Yeah.
There are evidence that most women entrepreneurs are discouraged borrowers. That means it's difficult for them to borrow money from the bank. It's discrimination in the workplace as well. That experience in Herbalife?
Have I experienced that in Herbalife? No, not really. Women are amazing in this business. They'll make it happen in any way. As I said before, our business model does not require a large capital outlay. They might tend to borrow a couple of $1,000s to order bulk quantities of the products to get a better discount, buying in bulk. But that's a few $1,000s. I've never seen any hesitation for them to do that when they really understand how it all works and they see the value to elevate their businesses to the next level.
The global recession has happened recently. Has that changed the way you conducted your business?
Not the way we conduct the business, rather the intensity. We market not only the products for nutrition and weight management, but also a business opportunity with a low startup and a low overhead. We don't have to employ staff, wages, salary, superannuation is not necessary. No stock to carry really, or warehousing. Very little startup setup costs, no fixtures, fittings, that kind of stuff. Our business is recession proof. And the reason is that when there's not as many jobs in the marketplace, people flock to network marketing to set up their own business, and when they start to learn really what's going on in network marketing in Herbalife, they realize that they've stumbled across something that is far greater and far better than the job that they used to have.
Have you ever experienced financial difficulties in conducting your business?
That question would be relate more to a traditional business model than in network marketing. The low startup cost factor, it's not a real big deal. Financial difficulties with any distributor can be overcome with retailing more product and recruiting and duplicating, their own skill set. So yeah, financial difficulties, not really.
What are the challenges that you face when first starting the business?
First thing that comes to mind is self-employment. I'd been trained in a bank to do what the boss said. I didn't have to make many decisions, or all those sorts of things were done for you. Learning to employ yourself when all your life you've been, used to being told what to do.
And how did you overcome them?
I sat down one day. I looked at a week. I mapped it out from morning till night. I pretty much put my family commitments in there. I blocked out my family commitments. I blocked out a couple of recreational commitments, sporting things, activities, that kind of stuff. And then I saw the time that I had to build my business left over. And then I implemented my activity plan into those blocks. And I stuck that all around the house, the car, the office, everywhere, so that became a constant reminder of what I should be doing and when I should be doing it.
So to what extent was strategic management used in your entrepreneur journey?
Strategic management was vitally important in the success of this venture. Planning my month's business activities and that of my distributors is vital to get everyone in the team marching to the same beat and guarantee success. Things don't just happen, they happen just as a result of good planning and execution.
When starting up the business, what was the long-term and short-term goals that you had, and have they been met?
Okay, that puts a smile on my face. Short-term goals were to learn how to develop satisfied customers. They earn, and then the second short-term goal was to earn more than my previous bank teller salary with the Reserve Bank. A medium term, pretty much to ensure the success of all my distributors so that retention would never be a problem, thus guaranteeing the long-term success of the business venture. Long-term lifelong goals were all met after the first 6 years of building business. I was 25 when I got started, and at 32 years of age I was already semi-retired on a huge six-figure income. So pretty much all my goals had been met by the time I was 32, and they had to be reset as I got a bit older.
Were there any particular actions that causes your team to magnify and the business to grow in further?
Yeah, the art of promotion. It took me a while to learn the art of promotion, to get my distributors to do more than they normally would. And recognition. This also got people to do more than they normally would do. People will do anything for a bit of recognition. It's just amazing, and this company has taught me that. Also, I've taken an angle where I recruit people who are smarter than me. Everybody's welcome here, but if you want to really be successful and be successful in a measurable period of time, recruiting people who are equal to or smarter than you.
Has there been issues regarding managing the growth of the business when the business was starting to take off? Was it a shift to a more managerial style?
I helped to train. I helped train independent leaders who fed off a systemised training program laid out that we've developed around the world. This has helped tremendously in time management and in training and developing people in many areas of the world. Managing the egos of people when they first start to become successful has been a challenge, but doable. Management was the main role I played during the 17 years that I'd been semi-retired. Just managing my people, making sure they had everything they needed, giving them a check-up from the neck up, in other words, checking their attitudes, adjusting their attitude, inspiring, leading, give them the benefit of my experience.
Okay. Thank you, Glenn, for your time. That was a pleasure.
You're welcome.